Curating a collection of wearable art and handcrafted items created by Black women has long been a dream of Spencer Stultz. In fact, she considers herself an arts advocate, and through Whimsical Black Girl is providing a platform to bring these unique items to us all. Spencer joining me for this part of Experience Columbus's Minority Business Mondays. It is so great to meet you.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
And Spencer, reading through your bio and kind of learning about why you did all this, it's very clear that it was like a very internal passion of yours before it became kind of this business. So tell us about your personal journey and why you brought this business to life.
Yeah, that's a great question. So it was actually impressed upon me for years before I ever took my art, I guess, traditionally seriously. And it was 2019, and I kept feeling like I needed to share my art with the world. But as many creatives will be able to relate to, that's really a scary idea. And so I started with a solo exhibition. It was connected to my graduate thesis, and I was in upstate New York, and I remember someone who was at the opening night. She was looking at a painting, and she like screamed. She was like, "That is me! Like, this is me on a canvas." And at first I was like, "That's not you." And then I looked at it and I was like, "Wait, it does kind of look like you." But that's what really drove home what I had been feeling on the inside, was that I have a gift to be able to kind of bring stories to life, and especially stories for folks whose stories don't always get told. And so I think in that moment, that language is what helped me to find the courage to continue to share my art with the world.
And I will say, and what I thought was interesting too, is that, you know, bringing your own art to the forefront is one thing, but then you became this advocate.
Yeah.
And you brought others to light. So where did that kind of come from, and why did you think, I got to bring everyone else along with me on this?
Yeah. So I don't think I ever had a choice. I've always been a feisty little advocate ever since I was a young child, and I think that what really helped me to kind of focus and have that clarity was just loving art and being passionate about art, but never feeling like I could be an artist. And it wasn't until I got older and really explored that experience that I realized part of it was that I didn't see very many Black artists. You know, we're lucky to have had Amina Robinson as like a pillar in the Columbus community, but outside of that, I didn't know of very many successful artists. And so that's why it never felt like it was an option for me. And so I think as I got older and really just explored, why that was and like the historical implications, I realized there's a huge gap in representation. So if I can just, pour a little bit of that into the world, that's
amazing. Yeah. And I want to talk about then what you offer, what you bring kind of to Columbus. You've got a website. You also are kind of around town. So tell us where people can find you and what they can find.
That's a great question. So you can find my products at Replenish Day Spa. That is a space that I always restock. As you said, I also have a website. And so all my products are sold online that are available right now. I sell a lot of different things. I like to say I make wearable art, so I make handmade jewelry, and I also sell things like mugs, puzzles with my art on it, art prints, like 3D visual art that you can hang on the wall. I feel like I've really been exploring my creativity, so there's also some new things to come. So yes.
So look for that too. And then what does it feel like, would you say, to kind of have this platform now and create a business out of it? As I've asked many of the other business owners, it can be, and you even said yourself, taking that first step and becoming a business owner, super different than sitting in your house and saying, I think I can sell my art, right? How does that make you feel, and what is it like to give others that platform?
It is actually, there's a lot of responsibility, but it's really humbling. It feels like I'm kind of operating within my purpose when I help bring other artists along. I have a few mentees, which I think that's been a beautiful experience, but it feels surreal. It feels like it's really healing for my inner child who wasn't sure if she could be an artist or if folks, liked art or liked my art, to see how people react and to see how my work, which I think is very personal, can speak to whole communities of people and groups of people and their experiences. And so it feels surreal. It feels humbling. It feels awesome.
And I love earlier when you said, like that little girl said, I see myself, because isn't that the point of art, right? Is that even if it doesn't look like us or really think we should speak to it, you can see something in it. It still can. Okay, and I want to let people know too, that you also commission artwork. So if somebody's interested in that, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, you can just go on my website, www.whimsicalblackgirl.com. You can send me a message. I'm Whimsical Black Girl across all platforms. So even if you want to slide into my DMs, I'm open to that too. But there's a whole commission section where you can fill out a form and give a little bit of information about what you're looking for. We try to meet people when it comes to price point, and so it can be flexible. But it all starts at the website or in my Instagram DMs.
All right, sounds amazing. Whimsicalblackgirl.com is a place you want to go then. Spencer, thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thank you for having me.